So hey guys, Fadina here. We'll be starting off with skincare for this naturally glowy look for like acne prone skin. For those who know me, you probably know that I've had acne prone skin for maybe 13, more than 10 years definitely, since I was like 13. So ever since I got my period, I went through puberty, I've had acne prone skin. So I'm gonna start off with skincare, and I think that's a really important part of it. I'm gonna start with the Aloe Vera, what is this? Soothing Moist Toner. I think I've been using this in a lot of my tutorials, mostly because it's pretty affordable and it does moisturize your skin. Then next I'm going in with this Pyunkang Essence Toner. This is a new discovery. I'm not that fussy with moisturizing toners as long as they have like a thicker texture and they don't have really like, if there's too many ingredients, I think that's too much sometimes. Next, I'm gonna go in with a oil. This is a local brand actually, the Bath Box Pure Squalane. So it's nice. And I like to really press it into my skin. This is mostly to trap that moisture in and make sure it doesn't evaporate. I'm using the L'Oreal Perfect UV Matte, what's this? Matte and Fresh sunscreen. So I'm using about 2 fingers, guys. I mean, apart from sun protection being really important, not just for like, you know, preventing cancer, but also, you know, making sure you prevent any skin damage. And this formula, I feel like it gives a really similar effect to like other traditional moisturizing primers, like the Embryolisse La Creme Concentrate. And so that's how my skin is looking right now. So we're gonna start with the actual base first, because that's what I want to show you guys today. So right now I have a lot of I don't actually have a lot of active spots, but there's a lot of scarring or like dark pigmentation that I really want to at least minimize. But right now my philosophy is more like, you want your skin to look like skin, or your own skin, but just like better. So it's not really about covering everything, it's just about minimizing things. And we're mixing in the L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear and the Bite Beauty Changemaker, mostly because I am in between these shades. So this is the color I've gotten. I think it's pretty close to my skin tone. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna apply it in the places where I think I need the most coverage. So just where I think I get the most rid. You know, with foundation or just with skin makeup in general, the thinner the layer, the better. See, it's a pretty decent match, or at least I think it is in real life. Yeah, it's nice. And you can still see like the glow from your skin, and the skincare, all the moisturizing skincare you put in it, that really helps. If you've noticed, I haven't patted on any foundation on my nose yet. And this is because I don't know where I saw this. I think, well, it was the internet basically. So someone said that if you wanted to look like put together or like made up, you have to perfect the center of your face. So that's your T-zone and your nose. So basically your nose, because the nose is the center of the face, right? And so implementing that theory, I figured out that if you put the least, either no product at all, or like the least amount of foundation or concealer or powder on your nose, you will look like you're wearing much less makeup, or even like people might not even know that you're wearing makeup. And so, I mean, just for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna put a little bit of foundation on my nose, but just from what's left on my sponge. See, that's the foundation right now. All right. Okay, next we're gonna go to concealer. So both the concealer under my eyes and then the concealer for any dark spots that I want to conceal. For example, maybe this might be something I want to conceal, and then maybe this spot here. Maybe this dark spot as well. I don't have too many active spots, so I'm just gonna focus on those 3 areas, and maybe this one as well. For the spots on my face, I like to use the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. It's really high coverage, so you don't actually need a lot. So this is the concealer color, and I'm gonna use this really small brush. We're gonna start spot concealing basically, and you only want to focus it on the places where you actually need the coverage. So I'm just gonna apply it here, just maybe a little bit here, but not too much. Just here. This one needs a little bit more coverage. Maybe this tiny spot. Maybe this. Just this area. Maybe just around my nose, because most women have a lot of redness here. Something to do with hormones, but I have no idea what. In order to blend it out, I like to use this brush. So it's a bit bigger, but it's a really dense brush. And this is actually a concealer brush, or at least that's what the brand says it's for. And so I'll mostly be blending around the concealer and just pressing it in with my fingers. Or you can just go in with your fingers too, because obviously you've washed your hands before doing this. So that's how much I concealed, which is not a lot. You don't need a lot of coverage, you know. I always say that you probably need less coverage than you think you do. For my under eyes, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm gonna mix it in a bit with the Bite Beauty foundation, just because I usually use the ColourPop concealer, but that broke. Don't ask me how. I just like to conceal it here. Just where you want to highlight your face and conceal any darkness. You know, I like to widen this part a bit because I think when there's a bigger gap, it makes you look friendlier. So for this, for my under eyes and for my highlighter, basically my concealer highlighter, I like to use this brush. I like to use this brush as a foundation brush as well, but if we are going for a more natural look, I like to use a sponge. But when we go for a more full coverage look, I like to use a brush. And I know a lot of people like to conceal their eyelids, but I like to do that only when I'm doing like really extreme eyeshadow. But when I'm doing a really natural look like this, I like to keep my eyelids bare. Next, we're gonna go with liquid highlighter. I like to use liquids and creams better for these natural looks because they just blend into the skin much better than powders. Because I feel like powders just sit on top of your skin rather than blending into the rest of your makeup. So when you're highlighting your face, what you'd want to do is, so basically just look straight at a light source, so either a window or maybe you have a ring light. Just look straight and then just see where the light naturally hits your face. So for me it's here, and around here. So this S is where I naturally glow, and that's where you want to add your highlight. So this is the highlighter I'm using. I'm using the BECCA Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is a classic. And so you see how that glows compared to this. I don't know if there's that much of a difference because I haven't powdered yet, but I feel like this looks like a natural glow, while this is a natural glow on like steroids. And apart from my cheekbones, I like to add it on the bridge of my nose, the inner corners, and also my cupid's bow. I feel like that gives the, you know, ring light effect when you use a ring light, and that's why people really enjoy using ring lights, right, when they take selfies, because the light hits your face at the exact right places. See how much more awake I look on this side rather than on this side, because I've added a bit of highlight on the inner corner. Now we're gonna powder our face. I'm just going to powder strategically, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me. This is a tried and tested powder. I'm gonna use a small brush because I want to powder only in the places I think that I don't want to shine, you know. That's my forehead. I'm gonna powder a bit on my nose, but not too much. My under eyes. Just this area here. And my chin. I'm gonna powder a little bit more just on the areas where I'm gonna contour. So literally only here. This is literally the only place I'm gonna contour. Be careful not to hit that highlight. So you can see that I'm still glowing, but there are places where I am definitely matte. Now I'm going to contour my face, but this is like really contouring and not warming up my face. I might decide to do that, but probably later. And so we're gonna use the Canmake, this Canmake eyeshadow, and I'm gonna use this color. I really enjoy this color because it's a gray tone, very cool toned, and it definitely does not look like you have over tanned your face. So I'm really just concentrating it here. So maybe you can see, but I have contoured this side very, very slightly. And if you want to continue contouring, maybe a bit under your jawline, but I wouldn't go crazy either. And see how it looks more like a shadow than anything. Doesn't look too much like a bronzer. I'm gonna contour my nose as well, and so we're gonna be using the same contour color. So I like to use a combination of two brushes. So I like this brush to draw on the contour lines, and then I use this to blend it all out. Now we've drawn it on, so I'm gonna blend it out. There is nothing on this brush, but if you are having a hard time blending out, you can use your pressed powder or loose powder, whatever powder you used before, and blend it out. And there, you have a contoured nose. Now I'm gonna set my face, and I'm gonna use the Pixy Aqua Beauty Protecting Mist. That was too close. Next, we're gonna go to blush. I really like using cream blushes, and I'm using this Tiger Lily Queen The color is Tiger Lily Queen. And this is a NUDESTIX Nudies Bloom, and it's a dewy blush, so it's not going to dry down. I really don't enjoy cream blushes that dry down to a powder finish, because I feel like that negates the whole need for a cream blush. And me personally, I like using my cream blush pretty high up because I have a pretty round face, so I don't want it to be in the center, which will make my cheeks look fuller. This is where I like to put it. I like to just use the warmth of my finger. First, I'm patting in the color where I want it to be most concentrated, which is like just on the cheekbones. And then eventually I blend it out. See how that just makes you look a bit fresher? It's not exactly a color, but you definitely notice when it's not there. And I like to bring a little bit just on my nose, so it looks a little bit more natural. Just a little bit here on my brow bone, whatever's left. Okay, next we're gonna add more highlighter, which sounds crazy because I know that I'm like super dewy, but I do like a bit more of a dimensional finish. And so we're using another NUDESTIX product. This is Illumi-naughty, and it's this kind of like pearly color. I'm not gonna draw it on my face because this does stain. No, because this I don't wanna stain the actual thing. So I'm just gonna place it right where I applied highlighter before, just to really amp up the glow and actually add a bit of pinkiness, because I feel like this has a bit of pink reflect to it. And you know, I think if you're just starting to use highlighters, I would suggest a cream product, mostly because they're really portable. You can take them anywhere, and the shine is like in the middle of a powder and a liquid highlighter, so it's not too crazy. It's just like crazy enough for you to try highlighters. I'm gonna leave my face for now, and I'm gonna come back to it because we might want to add some stuff. And you can see right now it has this really natural glow that might be a bit too crazy for you, but that's what powder is for. So in the end, after you've done all your makeup, then if you want to tone down your face, you can always use powder to do that. Now what I want to do is I'm going to do my eyebrows first. Recently I've been doing very feathery brows. I feel like feathery brows look much more natural. Yeah, so I'll just brush them up with a spoolie I have from my favorite Daiso eyebrow pencil. Now we're gonna load up our eyebrows with eyebrow gel first before we do any coloring in. I'm using the ESQA Freeze Tinted Brow Mascara, which I love the formula. The formula is amazing. The brush fucking sucks. Look at this brush. It's ridiculous. What is this? So I use this, but instead of using this brush, I usually use the brush from my old Glossier Boy Brow, which I know people really like Glossier Boy Brow, but I think it was just like okay. It wasn't the best thing I've ever found in my life. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna load up our eyebrow with this brow product. It's okay if it's messy. Okay, so can you see the difference between the brow that I put brow mascara in and the brow that I haven't? So they're fluffier, definitely. They're thicker looking, and they stay up. Right, now that it's dried down slightly, so I'm gonna use this eyebrow comb, or it's an eyelash comb. I actually don't know what it is. I brush through my eyebrows so they kind of stand up. So just brush through until you get the shape and the featheriness that you want. When I'm feeling a bit crazy, I do like them really feathery. But Let's see if that day is today. I really like it super fairy in the front. And then I'll neaten up everyone else a bit. Okay, and so that's what your brows are gonna look like. And if you want them to be more laminated looking, so take the end of your eyebrow, the comb, and just press it down a bit on the skin. And so now with your eyebrows brushed up and you've pressed it onto your skin, you can actually see which parts of your brows you need to fill in. And for me, it's around here. Like I have a lot of gaps here, and then I do want to add a bit on my tail. So for this, I'm gonna use a eyebrow pen. So it looks like a liquid eyeliner basically. It's a felt pen. No, it's not a felt pen. It's actually a paintbrush, and this is the one from MAC. What is this called? Shape and Shade Brow Tint. It has a powder on the other end, which I have no idea what it's for. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw really thin hair-like strokes. So just take your time when you're doing this. Don't rush, or maybe the better advice is don't do these eyebrows if you're in a rush. I know they're supposed to be like natural looking eyebrows, but that doesn't mean that they're easy eyebrows. I'm gonna start here. I'm just gonna draw some. If you notice, I basically didn't breathe the whole time. So here, I feel like I've done it a bit too dark, so I'm just gonna comb it out a little bit, just to fade it out a bit, not too much. And that's basically how you do a really fluffy brow. So can you see the difference here? Here, this side is super fluffy, super brushed up, super bushy looking, and this side is nothing. Okay, both my eyebrows are done, and now what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna put a little bit of bronzer on my eyelids. It's just for a little bit of definition. I feel like when you're going for a natural look, you don't need to put a lot of eyeshadow on your eyes. But then sometimes when you don't put any eyeshadow on your eyes, it can sometimes look like you're unfinished. So I'm just gonna use my Makeup Forever sculpting kit. I think this is discontinued, guys, but I think they have a different contour kit now. And I'm just gonna concentrate it from my lash line until blending it out to my crease. And this is one of the reasons why I didn't put any concealer on my eyes, because I wanted my natural eye, like the actual natural shadow, the natural color of my eyes to be the base. See how it looks like basically nothing, but it just defines your eyes a bit more. I'm using basically a really nice fluffy crease brush, and just so that you can apply your eyeshadow and blend it out at the same time. We're gonna put on mascara, and I'm gonna curl my lashes first. Curling is important, guys, especially if you're not wearing fake lashes. You're only gonna put mascara on. You really want to curl them, or not, no one's gonna see your lashes. We're putting mascara on, and my favorite right now, or the only one I use right now, is the Maybelline Total Temptations. And I always use waterproof mascara, just because, well, no, it was actually because when I was growing up, I was really insecure, and I always wore makeup wherever we went, even to the beach. And so I wanted to wear mascara to the beach, in the pool, and so I've just always gotten used to wearing waterproof mascara. And also, waterproof mascara does help hold a curl better. Going back to the face, one of the things I really enjoy doing is putting on some fake freckles to make it look even more like you're not wearing makeup. Because you know when you don't wear makeup and your imperfections shine through, that's how you can fool people into thinking you're not wearing any makeup. So I'm just going to use the same brow pen I use on my eyebrows. And I'm just going to do some really small dots. Just randomly. And then you press them in, just so they look like it's part of your skin. See how that makes it look like you're wearing at least a thinner layer of makeup? Okay, and for the nose, this is what I like to do. And this is a trick I learned from Mariah Leonard, one of my favorite YouTubers. And so what I like to do is I'll draw some dots on my fingers. Let's see. You can make them, just make them random like before. Randomly shaped. So this is, I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can. And then while it's still wet, you press it into your skin. It gives the most subtle, lightest freckles, just so that it doesn't look too fake. Nose is the center of your face, and so it's basically the first place people look. I think you've gone a bit too crazy. You can either go back with your foundation sponge, or you can go with your concealer sponge and concealer brush and then just tap away at it just to minimize it. Those are the freckles. And we're finally at the end, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do a really nude, really 90s lip, which is what I've been enjoying doing recently. So I'm gonna use a dark brown lip liner. This is Berry lip liner in chocolate. We're just gonna follow our lip shape. Okay, after you've just outlined your lip, I like to color in the corners right up till here. Now I'm going to use a really light nude lipstick to fill that in. This is Lizzy from Rollover Reaction, which is a local brand, and I feel like this is one of the palest, coolest tone nudes I have. I have a lot of other nudes, but they're more warm toned, but for this look I really like using a cool toned lip. And I'll just use my finger to blend everything out. So that's half of the lip done. I am going to clean up the edges first before I put on a lip gloss. You can just leave it, I mean after cleaning out the lip, you can just leave it like this. But I am having a bit of a gloss moment, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna use a clear lip gloss. You can use whatever color lip gloss you want. This is the one from Sephora, and just because I'm really annoying about it, I'm gonna use a brush to apply it because I don't want this to get dirty. Apply that, focusing on the center of the lips. Now you want to go back to your pressed powder and just see if you have any places that you want to repowder. For me, I like to powder here. And there you have it. So this is the look. I think I really like this. I've been really enjoying this. I think it's really chic, and also doesn't look obvious in that you're wearing so much makeup. Obviously, it doesn't cover everything. You can still see my acne scars, a lot of my even active acne, but it's much more diminished, and I think it looks good. I guess let's go to the before and after clip.